Doing this delivery thing is actually very interesting because you get to see like all of the sides of financial situations. Like I'm always seeing I don't want to say always, most of the time, but they're always like on the highway, homeless people begging for money and things like that. But then literally yesterday I was in the hills of Austin, gated community. I'm talking mansions. It was like a little suburb of mansions. They had a river in the backyard. Somebody had a river in the backyard. What? And so just like seeing all of that just kind of makes you think like you can either be on this side or you can be on that side. You can be on this side with the homeless people or you can be on that side with the mansions and the river in the backyard. I would prefer to be on the side with the river in the backyard. And I think it was yesterday that I made a post about dressing nice. This is what I wore today. Basically the same thing because again, you never know who you're going to meet. And like I was saying, I was delivering to mansions, people that have own mansions in Austin, Texas. And today was pretty similar. I was delivering to some really wealthy apartment complexes, really wealthy houses. And so you just never know who you're gonna meet. And I met this one lady. She was living in, like regular apartments. And she saw me all dressed up and she was like, wow, you dress so professional. And I was like, yeah, I'm just dressing up because I never know who I'm gonna meet on the job. And she was like, yes, you always wanna dress for the job that you want, not for the job that you have. And I was like, I'm gonna keep that in mind. But yeah, you just never know. And I'm hoping, I'm praying that one of these days, I'm just going to meet somebody so great and so successful, dressed the way that I dress. And I'll give a good impression because I dress nice. And just like in The Pursuit of Happiness, I don't know if you guys seen it, but he was always wearing a suit. That man was homeless wearing a suit. And guess what? In the movie, they explain, well, it's based on true story. Anyways, in the movie, he was painting, he was like covered in paint, and then he had to go into the job for like an interview or something. And then one of the guys next to him was like, does he always look like this? Does he always look messy and covered in paint and homeless? And he was like, no, he's always dressed in a suit. And so that's what needs to happen, is taking on what you can, taking control of what you can. He was in control of what he was wearing, and he was dressing for the job that he wanted. And then he eventually got the job that he wanted. So I don't know where I was going with this, but that's the video for today. Okay.